The nicest person you know might actually be the one manipulating you. And here's the kicker. You've probably been trained to thank them for it. We see a smile and we reflexively assume there's a decent heart behind it, but it's time for a reality check. Being nice and being good aren't the same thing, not even close. Sure, real kindness exists. Think of the guy in the office who brings donuts just because he's a solid dude. But for a lot of people, kindness is just high-end camouflage. If you can't spot the difference, you're walking into psychological traps every single day. There are two main reasons people wear this nice mask. First, let's talk about the predators. These people don't see social interaction as a way to connect, they see it as a transaction. In psychology, this is the dark triad. We're talking about narcissists, Machiavellians, and people with psychopathic traits. They don't look like movie villains. They look like your mentor, your manager, or your partner. Their superpower? They don't actually feel your pain, but they are world-class at reading it. They know your insecurities better than you do, and they use that knowledge like an operator's manual. Take the Machiavellian. When they do you a favor, they aren't being generous. They're building a ledger. They pay for lunch today so they can cash in when they need you to cover for a massive mistake tomorrow. Every nice thing they do is just leverage. Then there's the narcissist. They only play the hero when there's an audience. They'll donate to charity, but only if they can post the receipt. Without the applause, their generosity vanishes instantly. Why do we fall for this? Because of a glitch in our primitive brains. Thousands of years ago, being labeled selfish by the tribe was a death sentence. You'd get kicked out into the wilderness. So we didn't evolve to be good, we evolved an obsession with looking good. Look at the watching eye effect. Researchers put an honesty box next to an office coffee pot. When they put a picture of flowers above it, people barely paid. When they swapped the flowers for a picture of human eyes staring out, the money tripled. People didn't suddenly grow a conscience, they just felt watched. For a huge chunk of the population, virtue is just a panic response we have when we think someone is looking. But there's a second group, and this one isn't about power. It's about paralyzing fear. These are the people pleasers. Society loves people who don't rock the boat, but for some, keeping the peace is a self-destructive addiction. They aren't helping you move your couch because they want to. They're doing it because the thought of you being annoyed feels like a physical threat. I mean that literally. Neurologically, social rejection hits the same pain centers as a punch to the gut. For the chronic pleaser, saying yes is a way to numb that anticipated pain. They play the role of the strong one or the helper to avoid real intimacy. Because if you never see the real them, you can't reject the real them. The tragedy is that they end up surrounded by people, but feel completely, profoundly alone. This act is expensive. It takes massive mental energy to constantly monitor a room, anticipate everyone's moods, and swallow your own boundaries. Eventually, the system crashes. Psychologists call it hospitality fatigue. You start feeling numb. Someone tells you a heartbreaking story, and you realize you just don't care. That's your nervous system shutting down. On the outside, you're still smiling and nodding, but inside, you're burning with a quiet, toxic resentment, mostly at yourself for letting everyone walk all over you. So, how do you live in a world where a free drink is actually a hook? The answer isn't to become a cynic, it's to become an observer. Stop taking every smile at face value and start watching what people do when the stakes are zero. How do they act when the watching eye is gone? What do they do when there's no audience to applaud them and no punishment for being selfish? That's their baseline. If you see someone running that Machiavellian playbook on you, stacking up favors they plan to cash in later, cut the cord. Pay your own way. Don't let them get their hooks in. And if you're the one hiding behind performative kindness, realize that trading your authenticity for safety is a raw deal. You're choosing the slow poison of a life you hate over the 10-second discomfort of saying no. Society runs on the idea that we're all watching each other, but you don't have to be a character in someone else's play. See the strings, appreciate the real kindness when you find it, but keep your eyes wide open.